Okay, Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation you came out there that's been pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. I have an article from the Daily Mail dated March 8th, 2023, and it reads, China will copy Russia and invade Taiwan if Putin gets any kind of win in Ukraine. NATO chief warns. And Putin is winning the war in Ukraine, contrary to what the hell you believe and what you see on mainstream media. But when you go to certain people like Scott Ritter, and other people such as Conor McGregor and what's this other guy name? His name escapes me now, but they go into how Russia is dominating, taking over countries, or taking over lands, And Bakhmut, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, has been taken over by the Russian Federation. So Russia will win, and China will invade Taiwan to take it back. And what will America do? Because they vowed tooth and nail to protect Taiwan from the Chinese army. And their military is stretched out. Their military is exhausted. So China is watching attentively on what's going on in Taiwan. I'm saying what's going on in Ukraine. And they offered to send military aid to help further the victories by Russia. And once that happens, we know what they're going to do? They're going to invade Taiwan like this article was going into. We're going to get into it before we get into these scriptures. Because we living in a time of war. We're living in a time of famine. We're living in a time of uproars. So let's get into it. It says, just Stoltenberg today said success for Putin in Ukraine could embolden China. The warnings came as he admitted the Ukraine city of Bakhmut is likely to fall, and it fell already. Bakhmut fell to the Russian army. They're occupying that land. It says NATO Secretary General has warned that a Russian victory in Ukraine would set the precedent for China to invade Taiwan amid U.S. claims Belgium is supporting Putin's war. He is. He sent them military aid. And he's going to send them more, too. So we're in the time of wars. We're in the time of rumors of wars. We see the war going on in Ukraine. We see what's going on still over in Syria and other parts of the world. But now we hear the rumors of wars. It says, James Stoltenberg today told Swedish outlet Expression that China could be encouraged to resort to taking Taiwan by force should Putin's invasion succeed, arguing what happens in Europe today can happen in Asia tomorrow. It's going to happen. It says, the outcome of the war in Ukraine affects the conclusions that will be drawn in Beijing that includes Taiwan, he said. If Putin achieves what he wants with Ukraine by breaking international law and using military force, then it is a message to other authoritarian leaders also in Beijing that they can achieve what they want by using military force. Shit, America do it all the time. Isn't that hypocrisy? America achieves its goals by military force, by setting up coups, sanctions. So what the hell are they talking about? Is not this hypocrisy? But with these devils, hypocrisy has no boundaries. It says, the warning came as Stoltenberg admitted the devastated Ukraine city of Bakhmut is likely to fall into Russian hands in the coming days. That happened already. That came to pass following months of bitter fighting. It says, Ukraine soldiers are seen in the BTR military vehicles on a road near near the Bakhmut front line as military mobility continues within the Russian-Ukraine war in Kavsar Donetsk Oblast, Ukraine on March 7th, 2023. It says, all right, China's authoritarian president, Xi Jinping, has made it clear he considers the land of Taiwan to be part of China as part of, it says, to be part of China as per the One China doctrine. Taiwan's democratically elected president, Xi Jinping, whatever her name is, argues that the land is a self-governing state whose people overwhelmingly reject reunification with mainland China. It says, read more. China cuts internet to Taiwan islands in latest intimidation tactics to force reunification. So Taiwan has no internet as of today. So read. Let's further read it. Xi also forced. Let me read Slakia. Xi has so far insisted he wants to conduct a peaceful reunification process, but has said China reserves the right to use force when Beijing's Navy and Air Force regularly conduct threatening exercises and missile launches in the Taiwan Straits. It says, though the circumstances surrounding a potential Chinese invasion of Taiwan could be compared to Russia's invasion to Ukraine, how about comparing the United States invasion of Afghanistan, invasion of Iraq, invasion of Syria, invasion of Libya? The hypocrisy of this devil. Damn. It says, in reality would be vastly different given the close economic and trade ties Tapili, whatever name is, and Beijing share with many Western nations and America's deep military ties with Taiwan. Stronenberg's comments only add to the intense relationship between China and the West, which was further complicated on Tuesday when Beijing accused Washington of stoking conflict and confrontation. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken earlier this week alleged that China is considering plans to provide Russia with weapons and lethal assistance in its war with Ukraine. But but the American government is applying lethal assistance to Ukraine. Do you see the hypocrisy? These devils, the hypocrisy has no bounds. They just continue with their hypocrisy. And the American people are so stupid, they don't see that. But now they're starting to wake up. But still, they too docile to protest and get into the streets because of the fluoride in the water. And because their bellies are not aching. But soon everything's going to turn. Let's read a little more before we get into the scriptures. It says, in the immediate repose, Beijing new foreign minister, well, I'm not going to begin to pronounce the name, told the press conference on Tuesday there would be catastrophic consequences. There will be catastrophic consequences if the United States carry on in its current direction. If the United States does not hit the brakes but continue to speed down the wrong path, no amount of guardrails can prevent derailing, and there will surely be conflict and confrontation. Hey, man, that's what's coming down the pipe. Conflict and confrontation. Let's get a few scriptures before I close it out. See, what we doing here is measuring the times. And we see all these things happening. We know we're at the end of Esau's empire. This is 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the times diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest, and his name is Yahweh, and his son name is Yahweh Shah, will begin to visit the world in which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, we have been seeing earthquakes. Look what happened in California about 2 months ago, a 6.9 earthquake. Look what happened in Turkey and in Syria. Look at that earthquake. Over 45,000 people dead. That was judgment from the Lord. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people, we see the uproars of the people throughout the four corners of the earth. We see these uproars. So it's telling us that it's letting us know we're at the end of this devil's rulership. We're at the end of this devil's hegemony about the whole earth. It's over. It's over. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is that which followeth. 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 7 to 9. This devil, your time is up. It says, therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that was before thee, even from the beginning. For as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. You see, we know that the Most High set up one kingdom. He set up one kingdom and take one kingdom down, put up another kingdom. A kingdom is up in rulership. Let me get it real quick. The Psalms, I think it's Psalm 75, if I'm not mistaken. It says, okay, let me see. Okay, Salaki, brothers, bear with me real quick. Okay. Okay, so it has to be 70. Let me see. It's Psalm 75, verse 5. Lift not up your horn on high, the power. Speak not with a stiff neck, for promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But Yahweh is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. So Esau's kingdom is going down, and he's setting up the kingdom of Israel right before people's eyes. And great fear is falling upon these people. That's why they're nervous as hell. And they scared. And they sending people like vocab to try to debunk the truth. They have sellout Israelites that know that they're Israel, that they get paid off, take the bag to preach and to teach wayward, bugged out doctrines like the MOTB is sin. And teaching the hell doctrine, 3 forms of hell, which is bullshit. So, hey man, it says back in Psalm 75, verse 7, but Yahweh is the judge. He put up down one and set up another. So we see Esau's kingdom is going down. But with the Chinese and the Russians are thinking that they're going to be the next ones to rule. Mainly the Chinese. The Moabites think that they're going to be the ones that set up their economy and their currency as being the world reserve currency and being the top dog. But that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Because when Yahweh cracked them skies, bringing death, destruction, and deliverance, all these nations, pursuant to 2 Ezra, the 13th chapter, the first verse on down, going to try to come up against Yahweh only to get their ass handed to them and get taken out of their power seat. And Yahweh taking his kingdom, us being joint heirs with Yahweh. So this is futile with what's going on. But guess what? It's all prophecy. It's all prophecy. Wars and rumors of wars. It's all prophecy. It says, for like back in 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 5, for like as all is made in the earth, it's like for like all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end is manifest. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginning in wonders and powerful works and ending in effects and signs. It says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby he hath believed shall be preserved from the set perils. It says, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. So only the elect is going to be saved out of this conflict, man. Only the elect is going to scarcely be saved out of this situation. But it's only going to get worse, man. It's only going to get worse because these devils, they have a plan. These devils, they planning on, enforcing their New World Order, their enterprise, which is their New World Order, by taking control over everybody financially and putting them into perpetual slavery. But that's not going to happen. But that's their plan. So this is Matthew chapter 24, verse, let me start at 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. And a lot of deception is going on within Israel. You got these camps teaching health doctrines. Taking the MOTB is sin. So, and then you have these false leaders that has sold out the Reverend Jesse Jackass Jackson, Reverend Al Sharpton, and all the rest of these so-called false leaders. These so-called leaders, they teaching you they teach you and pacifying you to go along and get along. It says, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, the Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, and this is going on right now. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, we see that, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places, and we see that. Pestilences, we see famine and earthquakes in diverse places. And all these things is coming to pass because why? A prophecy. It says, and these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And that's happening. The prophets are hated. Who's the number one hated camp? I ain't gonna mention it. We already know. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall arise, and shall deceive many. We see that. We see all these false camps out there teaching these bugged out doctrines because they took the bag, or if they didn't take the bag, that straight Satan is on them. We see that. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, and the love of, it says, and because iniquity shall abound, which is sin upon sin. We see that. What's going on in the world? The alphabet soup community, gang banging, violence, adultery, being disloyal. All kind of madness is out there. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. The love of many. People turn on each other. Out of nowhere, just turning, flipping. Demons jumping on them. It says, but he that endures to the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto the nation, to all nations, and then shall the end come. And this prophecies and the world has been preached through the internet, through the unicorn, throughout the four corners. That's why you got all different kind of camps out there in different nations. Great Millstone camps, Great Millstone Holland, Great Millstone Canada, Montreal, and all over, man. Different camps. It says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come. And then shall the end come, Slakia. And then shall the end come. We see that we at the time of the end. Esau's kingdom is coming to an abrupt end. So, hey, this right here is rumors of wars. We got rumors that Israel is going to attack Iran. These are rumors of wars, but we have wars out there and rumors of wars. This is a short lesson that's going to bring out a few, a few precepts. Abba Ratazayu Akimat is edified. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Bukak Wadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And with that, I'm going to say Shalom.